What's up, cool people? I'm Matt Conroy. Welcome back to my vlog. And, there are a lot of things about society today that confuse the heck out of me, especially Western slash American society these days. But one of the biggest things that I have come to have a lot of questions about, mostly wondering why the heck stuff is like this, revolves around money. And there are so many different aspects of this that I could get into. I really could probably make a whole video series based on this if I really wanted to, but I'm going to try to keep it short and simple and just cover the general ideas and why I question them. First off, when it comes to money, do you realize that somehow or another our society, somehow the world, humanity as a whole, is over $60 trillion in debt? To who? Why? How? Really, the short version of the answer is, for the most part, we're in debt to banks or, financial companies and things like that. Really, the simplest explanation for why so many people and even so many countries, in a lot of cases, are in a lot of debt is because we've made a business of making money off of money, and therefore, using money that doesn't even really exist. So, when it comes to interest rates on bank accounts, they're extremely low. The kind of money that you would get from just putting money in a savings account is minimal. If you have $1,000 in a savings account, then really just about the best you could hope for is each month you get a penny off of that in interest. So you try to take the other option of investing it. You do a CD with the bank, which I think stands for certificate of deposit or something like that. I don't know, but some slightly higher yielding investment that's kind of like a savings account, except you have literally zero option of tapping into it without getting some kind of penalty. Even with those, the interest rates are in the low percentages, certainly by no means ever anywhere in the tens of percentages. You've got that pretty much as your best bet through a bank, or you've got 401k investments, which get into the stock market, which is a whole different issue I'm going to cover in a little bit. But then when it comes to interest rates on credit cards or on various types of loans, those are just inherently and automatically higher interest rates than the interest rates that you'd earn from a bank or anything like that. So it's so much easier to owe money than it is to earn money through interest and that kind of stuff. And that's a big part of the reason why people are in debt, because the system is rigged to where we are just trapped so easily in this cycle of debt. Yeah, it's just this complicated system of essentially using money you don't have to buy things on the idea that hopefully you're going to have the money later on. It doesn't work out for quite a few people. Were I not in the situation I'm in right now, I would be in so much financial trouble. It would not be funny. I'm chuckling, but it would totally not be funny at all. So then you pile on top of that the idea of credit cards, which is just another way of using money you don't have. It's essentially a small loan every single time you use it. And really the only way that it's any kind of practical in this day and age is because we have these rewards programs that really are just the credit card companies enticing you to get their credit card in the hopes that from their perspective, they hope you'll slip up in your payments and then you'll owe them more interest and that kind of stuff, and then they'll just get more and more money out of you that way. But they entice you by saying, oh, you get this cashback rewards program where you get, 1.5% cash back on every purchase, or for some things it'll be like 1% on this and 2% on that and 3% on another thing. And or there's the other option of, oh, hey, you get these reward points built up that you can eventually use to pay for things, although it never works out the way that you expect it would. But there's always some kind of weirdo loophole in the system where you don't realize just how complicated or really disappointing that it is until you turn in the reward points that you've earned. It's just stupid and ridiculous. And then we've added this whole credit score thing where, if you do well on your payments, then you earn good credit, and then you'll be likely to get better loans in the future or something like that. Literally all of this is stuff predicated on the idea of making money off of money and or using money that we don't even really have. Like, I have not actually used a credit card in any sense since I moved here to Texas. I barely used it when I was in Pennsylvania, but my philosophy on that was, okay, sure, I'm going to use this credit card, but I am going to immediately pay it off. Like, the second I get back home, I'm going to go in to my account information and pay off whatever it is I just used the credit card for. That's really probably the best way to do it if you want, like, as little chance as possible of getting into financial trouble from your credit card. If you have multiple. But then, okay, so back to the money earning side of it. Really, one of the more consistent, I guess you could say, ways that people have earned money over time is through investing in a 401k or some other essentially stock market profile. First off, the system is complicated because in order to have a 401k or anything like that, you pretty much need to have some stockbroker. So you have to have that person making some money off of whatever you're doing, whatever investments your money is being put into. But then just the sheer concept of the stock market itself. I mean, I get the idea of investing money in a company and then reaping some of the rewards from it. But technically, that's more like what would now be a, I'm forgetting the word, I guess, I think like derivative is the term, or something like that, where it's actually like really because of the financial gains of the company you've invested in, you then get money as being kind of sort of technically part owner. But the sheer fact of investing in a company and then just because of the stock prices going up, the fact that you make money because of other people investing in the company, but then at any given moment you can decide, okay, you know what? I've made all the money that I think I am going to /want to /need to make from this particular investment, and then you pull your money out of that company's stocks. Well, guess what? Now their stock value goes down, and then other people see it going down, and they might be kind of in a panic, like, oh crud, the value of this stock is going down. I should sell my stock in this company as well. And it's just this massive domino effect that before you know it, within a single day, a single company's stock can go down like hundreds of dollars in a day. Like, what? And then you magnify that towards the entire stock market. Stock market, let's just say, as a whole, can lose like millions of dollars a day. Or it could gain millions of dollars a day. It's just so inconsistent, and it's another one of these weird ways that we've wound up making money off of money and then having money that doesn't exist. It's all just so crazy and ridiculous, and yeah, and This is some of the stuff that, like, our entire economy in the US is based off of. Like, if the stock market crashed, guess what? Millions and millions of people would have, like, no money. So, it's, yeah, just this entire way that the system has been rigged for us to essentially be left to chance or be likely to get into debt through all sorts of various means. It's just so ridiculous. I am massively skeptical of it. And I just, why is it this way? It makes no sense. Sure, it'll seem good from a business venture, but from a personal perspective, it doesn't make any. It doesn't make any sense. Why are things like this? And then on top of that, why is, like, the backbone of our economy based on this kind of stuff? It's ridiculous. Never mind the weirdo, like, government federal level stuff with, like, somehow the US can be trillions of dollars in debt and yet have a AAA credit rating. What? That baffles me. But just how easy it is for all this money to just get spread all over the place, and just the sheer fact of having so much ability to use money on a grand scale that we don't even actually have any physical form of it. Like, I don't know. It just all seems so ridiculous to me. But then, of course, nobody's ever going to call us out on anything like this, because then that would start some kind of massive war, which nobody really wants. So it's yeah. Anyway, yeah, that was the short version of my thoughts, by the way. So, yeah. As I said, I could go on a really long time about all this, but I'm not gonna. So, that's gonna do it this time. Like and share if you enjoyed. Subscribe to see more stuff as I post it. If you're watching on YouTube, click the bell button and select the option to see my videos on your homepage if you want to save some effort in the long run. You can follow me on Facebook and Twitter at MattConroyYT, or on Instagram, MattConroyYT1990. I had to add the 1990 because for some reason without it, that was already taken. Yeah, and of course, as always, leave comments down below with your thoughts on this topic or other topics. Any ideas for things that you want me to talk about? Or am I just completely off base with all this stuff that I'm saying about money here? Like, does it actually make sense some way that I just am completely oblivious of? I don't know. Put a comment down there if you know and I don't, because I would like some explanation on this. So, anyway, I hope you're all doing well. Hope to see you in the next video. In any case, stay cool, people.